Hey, welcome back, folks. Nerd Out on the Creek at home edition. Just finished Ingrid, which is today, April 6th, 2021's workout for us here on the creek. It is one of the new benchmarks that CrossFit.com released at the beginning of this year. Kind of a take on Ingrid's slightly saucy cousin, Isabel. 30 snatches for time, this time 10 rounds for time. 3 snatches, 3 burpees over the bar. So basically Isabel with 30 snatches. It was saucy. Definitely a lot of power output. I went 135 and did it as singles. I thought maybe I would try touch and go and just slow the burpees down and see if I could hold it under 8-ish minutes, 7, 8. So touch and go snatches were not in the cards. I think they might be if I did more snatching and worked on it, but I have not in the last couple months, year. So 135 got heavy, and in order to keep moving and keep that power output up, I decided I'd go singles with a different goal of 28 to 32 seconds a round. So that's about 6 seconds a rep. And then other goal, try and stay within 4 to 5 seconds between first half, second half, 5 to 10 seconds between first half, second half. So basically what that creates is you gotta be a little patient in the beginning, and then that leaves room to sprint into the end. So with this being RX month, it's kind of a challenge, right? It's a named workout. We kind of want to RX it. I put it in Sugar WOD. And in the spirit of RX month, I did. I wanted to be within 5 to 8 minutes. That was the recommended intended stimulus. I wanted to move at a consistent pace. I wanted to try to move at a consistent pace across the 2 halves. So I got it. Now, granted, I did it as prescribed by CrossFit.com, but if you go on Sugar WOD today, you're gonna notice there's a ton of people who are marking it as RX, because in the spirit of RX month, this month, they had a plan, either reduce the load, reduce the number of burpees, change something that counts as RX, because the plan was whatever you have to do to accomplish this within the spirit of this movement, maybe a snatch, maybe a clean and jerk, maybe a kettlebell swing, maybe a hang snatch, maybe a up down instead of a burpee, right? There's a 1,000 ways to scale and modify this to put us into the same modality and the same idea of a couplet, one kind of hinge pull, one hinge jump or hinge squat, snatch, burpee, about equal amount of work between the two, and then across them 10 rounds of it, putting you in somewhere between 5 to 8 minutes, sweet spots sort of being that 6. Now you also have folks that had a plan, made a swing at it, and they were faster than 5 minutes. Great job, too fast, right? And so somebody like, I'll use Luis and Sam as a perfect example, in the warm-up, worked up to a weight that we thought we were gonna try, but it was just too heavy, because we realized like at some point they were gonna stop moving and they were gonna lose the stimulus of this being a fast power output centric workout. And so we went down in weight. Sam used 95 pounds, Luis used 115. Both of them went under 5 minutes. Officially, for the sake of RX month, RX challenge month, they're scaled. Now, officially per the programming on .com, they're also scaled, but they're not scaled until they execute it. And if they don't hit the intended stimulus, then we say, okay, you could have gone heavier. For both of them, they could have, but the question is, really, could they have gone heavier, or would that have been some sort of catastrophic misstep? Who knows? But now we got a nice little benchmark line to test from. For other folks, had some people do echo bike instead of burpee, had some people cut the number on the burpees, but they still hit the intended stimulus, which was that 5 to 8 minutes. They get to mark RX for today's workout in the spirit of RX Challenge Month. That's the idea, folks, is that this whole thing is intended to drive us towards an intended stimulus. The amount of work that we have to do to get there, that might change. And in months coming up, it wouldn't be RX, it would be scaled, because we scaled it to get the intended stimulus. But it's just a name, RX, scaled, who cares? It's just a category to elicit optimal fitness, optimal intended stimulus, which optimizes your fitness gains. A lot of nerd words down here, nerding out on the creek, at home edition. Have fun, go get Ingrid. See you on the creek.